comes to just getting into the water, I'm like, just fucking get in. Because it can be a lot of faffing around, like, you know. There's a thing now as well where everyone seems to want guidance or help, or, you know, somebody to tell them what to do, and without that there's a lot of inaction where you can be your own fucking teacher. Like, so the water is a perfect example. The cold water immersion is a perfect example of that. Like, so instead of waiting for somebody to tell you, you have to do fucking all this breathing shit and then get in the water. Just fucking get in, like, and feel it. Feel what it gives you, you know, and learn through your own sensations and your own perceptions, and learn to build your mind that way by kind of deciphering perceptions through your own reality, like, and changing your reality. Good morning. That reluctance can be like, well, it's the opposite to what kind of the highest aspirations of a human should have. It's the freedom, you know, the freedom inside yourself. And it creates so many barriers, like, so this thing about, like, always waiting for somebody to show you or teach you or tell you what to do when it's inside yourself, it annoys me so much, that whole narrative that's out there. I'll take you out for a second. Good morning, how are you? No. Huh? Did you forget who was carrying you? You want my hat? Even on no fingers. It's weird because I get asked the question quite a bit, and I've left it behind. It's like I've processed it, moved on, and then I'm a bit kind of, it seems it's so far from my kind of awareness now that when people are asking me, I'm kind of a bit taken aback, and I'm like, oh yeah, Everest, yeah. And then I can't really massively relate to the emotions I felt around it, because I mean, they're just, it's not something I'm dwelling on. It's not something that I really think about. I gave it fucking everything I got when I was in the moment and living and there and living the experience. And once you do that, I find it's very easy to move on, you know, even if it wasn't unsuccessful as it was, like, so I'm not so then when somebody asks me, I can kind of feel a little bit like disappointed for them, because I'm not really going to be able to give them a kind of a very real insight into what I was going through, because it's gone, like, you know. I'd nearly say, here, go listen to the podcast, because I fucking poured it all out there while I was there. And they probably have in some cases, you know. They're just, it's just obviously a very easy thing to bring up with me. Kind of confluence of things that came about, like her birth, leaving her, some like fucking financial situations, like medium term kind of outlook, what I saw was a vision or a pathway, you know, and this had to be done at that time, so such a unique kind of set of circumstances that I actually went. Yeah, we're nearly home, don't worry. And that caused like huge amount of disruption in my preparation. So even the things like I would normally be very kind of secure and confident over, they didn't happen, like with the mental preparation towards the end. So, and then I was hit with this crazy emotional challenge that I never saw coming. Like, I'd never been in that situation before, been away, you know, never been a dad before. Obviously she was only 5 days old, so it was you know, and a huge element of guilt involved. Leaving her, leaving Roselle. Hey, we'll be home now in 2 seconds. So, you know, that was genuine, real challenge. Really fucking tough, you know, so it was very unexpected. So the whole thing itself was just this bizarre experience. Yeah, I don't. But you know, at the same time, so there's not a lot to really convey to people, like, because it was just fucking, it was madness. Like, it was a clusterfuck from the start, and there was no real kind of stability in what I was doing. I was just finding a way through every day, finding a way through, stay in the fight, find a way through, find a way through. That's what I kept saying to myself. So, like, well, how do you convey that to people? Like, hi, mummy, hello. So the way I left Everest was basically happy with how I kind of acted there and the values I embodied, and I kind of was easy to process it then.